All right, y'all. So happy Monday. We're live. This is the Real Saucy Podcast. And I'm your host, Mitchy Life. I got some guests joining me in just a moment. So don't you go anywhere because we're about to get this podcast on and popping. Monday is my favorite day of the week because I come to the live and I get to talk to you guys amongst some friends and some guests. So without further ado, let me bring my guests on up here. What up?
What's up? How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm feeling good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Hello, me from my filter.
Yeah, but how are y'all feeling though?
I'm doing good.
We're gonna talk about a lot of things. I wrote down a lot of stuff. You know, so
Bring it on. Thank you for having us.
no problem, no problem. So what was the preparation like for tonight? What was the preparation process like? Since y'all did tell me, I could talk about anything I want to talk about.
Well, you want to go first?
I mean, there wasn't much prep. I was like, bring it on. I mean, I'm pretty comfortable. So I'm like, just preparing my mind. You can give us whatever.
Okay,
I,
I like the sound of that. All right.
I had to take a little nap. My boyfriend literally just did my hair while you was introducing yourself,
And he
and I
finessed
mean,
it. He finessed it. I like it.
we was like wrestling trying to get this ring light to work. I was so stressed out, but now we good though.
All right. So what are you guys sipping on?
Where is my alcohol? Hold on.
Because I told y'all, bring my
I'm,
favorite beverage to the show. I told y'all.
You was like, bring your favorite beverage. And I'm like,
Where's my alcohol?
I'm low key on a detox, so I'm over here drinking green tea.
give me a second. Let me
Okay.
get my alcohol. I'm drinking brown today.
Shout out to the
Uh-oh.
green tea. I'm sipping on my favorite, Moscato.
Well, my manager, my husband, he's slacking, so he making me a concoction or something.
All right. Well, no problem with that. So,
Yeah, he already fired.
Terrence, what I get from your Instagram, right, is
Mm.
is definitely body, you know, fitness, and some modeling gigs here and there. So my question to you is, are you an inspiring model or you're actually signed to a modeling agency? Tell me about that.
Honestly, modeling has just been a hobby for me. So like, I'm not signed to an agency or anything. I'm not even aspiring. It's just something that I enjoy doing from time to time. Of course, I enjoy going to the gym and working out. That's why you see the body a lot. But as far as like modeling, it's just like whenever I have the opportunity or whenever someone reaches out to me, I'm always down to do it.
Okay, because I definitely thought you was like a model for sure. I'm like this nigga's doing his thing with these shoots. You
You
know what
look
I'm
like a
I
saying?
model.
know. I
The
mean,
body is there.
I do a few shoots here and there. I do a few like influencing gigs, but
hmm
other than that, it's not really a big deal for me. I
Oh,
have a real
okay.
job.
I know that's right.
Heavy on the
That,
real job. I know
that's the
a
biggest
lot of models.
problem: trying to model and having a real job.
Right.
I know a lot of models gonna find that shady, but
I have
hmm
a career outside of my
yeah.
looks.
Well, is it Quaseem? I want to make sure I'm saying it.
So it's Quaseem.
Quaseem. What do they
Yeah,
call you for short?
they really don't call me nothing for sure. Well, they call me Qua, but like they
Qua.
usually just call me Quaseem.
Okay. Can I call you Qua?
You can call me Qua.
All right, cool. So here's how I discovered you, Qua. There was a video of you and your boyfriend that went viral. Do you know which video I'm talking about?
Is it the role? I mean, is it the when he surprised me at the door? Was that the one or no?
It actually was a video of you and your boyfriend. Y'all was doing the cute shit as usual. But there was like a man like narrating, I guess, your feelings for him in the video. It was like a man speaking.
He said he stayed going viral. He don't know what you talking about.
Right? He don't even know. Yeah.
It probably was him narrating. I don't know. It's a couple of our videos that went viral. So
Well, let's speak on that very first time. Very first time going viral. Did that like change anything for you pertaining to your life?
um, I feel like it just gave me a little bit more attention. A little. It just I don't know. The following went up a lot. My TikTok started booming. Um, it kind of inspired us to go do a YouTube because I feel like I don't know. I feel like our life is just so like we do a lot of different things, and I feel like people really enjoy watching couples and watching people actually like, live their life and actually do different things other than like go to work or home. You know, that's what I do every single day. So if I got a chance to record us like going freaking throwing hatchets at a wall or whatever, and like if you make it look cute, people like will actually watch you, and I feel like you share your activities and stuff like that. So I mean. It hasn't really changed anything like financial or anything like that. It's just like my Instagram and stuff, like kind of grew.
The popularity, right? You're getting
Mm-hmm.
up there with that. All right. Well, listen, I like looking at you guys. I mean, I did try to search for like a YouTube channel from you guys, and I couldn't find shit. Ain't nothing
We
pop
are
up.
so lazy. Oh my god, we trying to do it. We both in the military, and I work from 6 a.m. and I don't get home till 8 p.m. So it's just like it's so when we get home, we be so tired. It's just so hard to do anything. Like sit there and edit. Like oh my
Yeah.
god.
But never too tired to have sex though, right? You guys always find the time to always find the time to put that in there.
Yes, ma'am.
They always get that in.
So, singer Miguel and his girlfriend, recently broke up after dating for like 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
And 15 years is pretty much a life sentence, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to know, how do y'all feel about dating somebody for that long? Like, what's the tea on
So
that?
so I feel like even if God forbid that we do break up, we're literally best friends. Like we can literally see each other still being cool after breaking up. So it's just like I feel like the key to a successful relationship is being open and being very transparent in what you want out of it. And if both of you guys know that you're like, I don't know, I feel like me and him, we're the same exact person. Like we literally like the same food, we like doing the same things. So we never really bump heads. And I don't know, like it's scary being in a relationship for that long and then like possibly breaking up. But I feel like I try to preach this a lot that you can't be scared of the future and let it affect your present. Like if you're going to be happy right now and you're going to, feel like you're at home with this person, you feel like you're in love with this person, live your life right now. Don't be scared if y'all gonna break up 15 years. If you're not together for the rest of your life, okay. Y'all can still be friends or cool and you might meet somebody else. But I feel like I'm living happy right now and I'm not really worried about 15 years from now. Hopefully we're still together. But I feel like we will last like a lifetime. Hopefully.
Yeah. I love that what you said, like living in the present. Like it's so very important that you don't try to think about the future too much. So like when you think about 15 years, it can be scary, but and it's a beautiful thing. Like so if I'm with someone for 15 years, then I'm with it. But you shouldn't be
Mm-hmm.
focused on so much the future. Just focus on what you are being able to experience with that person in the present. Like
Yeah.
if y'all are happy, just focus on being happy. And if it doesn't turn
Yes.
out the way you like it to turn out, then you have to be willing to accept that too.
That's right. Well, listen, I couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? Listen,
Yeah.
I think by the fourth year, you know what's up by the fourth year. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
by that even number, you know what's going on. So
You
I honestly feel
do.
like by the first year,
by the first, no,
you should
I'm
know
a,
if you could be with this
even sooner than
person
that.
you should
every
know,
single
but if
day.
it get to 15 years, we ain't breaking up. You
Nah,
go
I
ahead,
feel you.
you
We're
gonna have to
both
take me
dead.
to my grave.
So, Qua, do you think your boyfriend would marry you?
We talk about it all the time, but we don't. So we would if we were rich. We want this big giant wedding, so we won't even like mentally we're married, but like we won't ever pop the question until we can get that wedding that we always wanted. I don't know. It might take 15 years. It might take 10 years. We could mentally. I feel like we don't need a title. I feel like if we're mentally there, we're mentally there. But I'm not going to sit here and settle for something that's not going to be the best day of my life. So we always talk about like who gonna propose to who gonna propose to who. So I don't know.
Well,
Like
there's engagement and then there's the marriage. So he
we
could
don't
pop
want
the
to be
question. He could
engaged for
pop the
15
question now if he
years.
want.
Oh
You
God.
would you would be engaged for like multiple years until you can afford the wedding you want, instead of just I don't know. Maybe that's just
Nah,
me. Would you
that
really do
wouldn't be
that?
me. I mean, once y'all get y'all YouTube booming and popping, you know what I'm saying? That money gonna be rolling in. Like
I
it
don't
ain't gonna be a
know.
whole complete 15
Even if
years.
we can't have the wedding that we want, we're gonna get married and we could just have another wedding later.
I don't
Okay,
know.
that's
I
what
just
I'm
want.
saying.
I just want to have the best day of my life. Like I don't know.
So is getting
So,
married
so
like
We already got a
materialistic?
ring. Hmm?
I said is getting married materialistic for you
Yes,
in a sense. Okay.
it is.
mm,
It is because I want to like officially call him my husband. I call him my husband now when I be playing around like at work or something. But like that is a goal, like a life goal to marry him. That is a goal.
well,
So
listen,
I
y'all
want
can
it
go
to be
right on up
special.
to the office and sign the
No,
license
no,
thing.
no. I don't want to. I really want it to be
So,
like super special, big.
Qua, who make the most money out of you and your boyfriend?
I think I think that we're even, but recently I just got promoted, so I'm a little higher now. But he takes he the
hmm
ringleader. Let him have it.
hmm
He got it.
hmm
He
hmm
he bring it all, man.
Okay. All right. Now, are y'all living together at this time? Y'all got your separate places going on? What's
Mm,
happening?
So I moved in like a month. It's been like a month and a half. It was a lot going on, and I ended up just moving in. Like it was emotional. It was like it was the scariest thing in my life. It wasn't the scariest thing in my life, but it was so scary. Like moving in with somebody.
Hmm
Like it's so scary laying in the same bed as somebody, and like what if something go wrong? Like all you could think about is like what if y'all break up? What if somebody do this? What if somebody do that? So
hmm
that was my biggest fear in the beginning, but now it's just like, boy, I wish you would. Like it's not
He said,
even
"Boy, I wish you would kick me out, nigga."
like I don't know. I love living with him. He's just like he's my best friend, so it's just like I don't know. I'm so comfortable. I I haven't found anything that I don't like about him. It's just like we just well even before I
How
moved
long
in, we
has
was
this
together.
relationship been? How long have y'all been dating?
So we're coming up on our 1 year. I won't tell you how many months we've been, but we're coming up on our 1 year. Um, but yeah,
Congratulations.
like
I
for
mean,
people who've been in relationships, it's not that long.
right.
But for me, I feel like the amount of things we've done in our relationship in this short period of time, it kind of
hmm
feels like we've been dating for years.
Listen,
So,
I know the feeling. So that's what's up. I mean, Terrence, what's going on with your love life?
mm,
What you got
oh,
going on?
I'm just chilling. I'm focusing on myself right now, for real. Honestly, like I was just talking to one of my friends about that. I'm like, I'm not really interested. Like, if something happens, like I'm open to it. Like,
mm-hmm,
being open to anything, but I'm not looking for that. I'm not looking to be with no one right now. I'm
Mm,
focusing on myself. I have a lot of great things going on personally, so I'm like, I don't really need that.
that's
okay.
how I was too.
Listen, something got to be wrong with you. Something
It
got
got
to
to
be
be wrong with
wrong.
me.
Something got to be wrong with you because you're a good-looking guy. You got some
No,
nice
he
teeth.
really is
You
a
got
good
some
looking
nice
guy.
teeth going on. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
College
That actually,
educated. You know what I'm saying?
when
What's
people
the
say
deal?
that, I'm like, that's weird because I feel like when you have all that going on for yourself, like it makes it harder for you.
Mm-hmm.
When you have those type of, I guess, when you know what you want and when you have like expectations of what you want, like it makes it harder for you. And especially being good looking, people see that as a prize and they see that as a trophy, as something to possess, but they don't understand that even though you have a lot going on for yourself and you're good looking, you have a nice body, you're not necessarily looking for a physical relationship with someone, and that kind of connection people tend to lack when they approach
Mm-hmm.
you. And I haven't experienced, success in that area, especially with being in Atlanta. Like I'm looking for having to have a genuine connection with someone, and if I don't have that, then I'm really not looking for anything else. That's what I'm saying. I'm good all by myself. Like I don't need y'all.
I
The
know
good
that's
old
right.
classic line, I'm good all by myself.
I really
Okay.
am.
But I feel like this. You're in Atlanta, which is, the hot spot
Hot
for
Atlanta.
hot Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? it ain't so easy to find the love of your life in Atlanta.
Mm-mm.
I would say that. But what type of guy are you looking for? Honestly,
Honestly, what attracts me the most is someone who has it going on, like has their life together, has the ambition, is very successful in their career. Someone that enjoys doing some of the same stuff that I do, like working out, that can be creative, that has hobbies, someone that really is going to put me as a priority, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not looking for someone to take care of me because I can kind of do that myself, but I'm looking for someone to
right, right.
match my energy and to be able to, you know,
Mm-hmm.
give me that traditional relationship feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be impressed.
And can I say
Got you.
something?
So
What
go
the?
ahead. Go ahead.
Please do not bring your standards down.
That's what.
Please,
That's why it's so hard. Like, because I'm
please.
not willing to do that, and then I guess like people look at it as, oh, you're going to be alone, or you're never going to find anyone. But the perfect,
No.
like the person that's for me will eventually find me, and if it doesn't, then
Please keep that mindset. It's so many people who lose it because they're scared of being alone for
being
the rest of their
alone.
life.
Yeah.
So they'll like demote themselves to satisfy the majority of boys and what they like.
And
And
I'm a
it kills me.
Sagittarius. I'm a Sagittarius, so me demoting anything is not going to work out because I will settle. What would happen is I will settle for you and give you a
Mm-hmm.
chance and be like, okay, maybe I can overlook a few things, a few of my
Mm-hmm.
standards or whatnot. And then a few months later, I'm gonna get bored and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, this
You're
isn't
wasting
what I
time.
really want. So I'd rather not waste anybody's time and really stay true to what I really want in a person.
Okay. Well, Qua, before you found the love of your life, okay, what was your type before you found the love of your life? That's the
So
most
this
people
is
want to know.
funny. This is so funny. So I feel like my mindset was different before I met Jai. I was snobby a little bit. So I wanted somebody who had more than me. I wanted somebody that could take care of me. I wanted somebody who would take me out all the time. Because I feel like I was kind of spoiled when it came to dating young. I used to always date older people. So, like, I never knew what it was to be in a 50-50 relationship. I've always known what it was to be a 75-25.
Yeah.
And you come pick me up every day. And you come buy me this, and you come buy me that. So I felt like when I was looking, I wasn't looking necessarily for a job. But when I had saw him in a party, I don't know. Like, I feel like all those standards disappeared. Like I felt like I've always wanted a sophisticated type of person who like carried themselves so well and that never looked at like just always hygiene, nails, that don't gotta like how boys like sag their pants to show everybody or like just out here looking, any type of way. I wanted a boy who could dress up, go out to dinner, somebody who had nice grammar, like just somebody that had their shit together. And I felt like when I first saw Ja, I was like that was my standard, but I felt like I kind of lowered my standard because I literally could not find nobody that was like Ja. But I feel like when I saw him, I was just like, goddamn.
Well, listen. Listen. That's some real shit, and I'm glad we got some people in here watching the live right now because you got some people who want a guy to be that man to just provide, just straight up provide everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't have to pick up the weight nowhere. Like the man got to just
Mm-hmm.
do all the weight lifting while you sit pretty, and it's not really, baby, it's not really
Oh,
like that.
matcha.
Okay,
That is
you
not
gotta pick
realistic.
up somewhere.
It's really
Okay,
Yeah.
it
not.
is not just in the bedroom. Okay, you gotta pick up somewhere other than the bedroom. All
Right.
right.
Yeah.
So here's another question: if you
Mm-hmm.
see your man, right, setting up a video camera, right, before y'all get intimate with each other, what is your reaction?
But you gotta poke that shit out. Fuck the. It just depends of where it's being stored at. If y'all just making it for y'all, I'm all for it. I feel like stuff like that is so to me, I don't know if I'm getting too intimate, but to me, I like that type of stuff. Like if we go watch ourselves, I don't know. I'm into that type of stuff. I don't know. If he propped the camera up, girl, I'm about to show out.
Listen, you ain't never being too intimate for the Real Saucy podcast. This is where you get saucy.
I was about to
Okay?
say you got that though because I'm gonna throw that camera across the room.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, so
What
you don't like?
if
You
it
don't
was
like
on your
cameras?
phone? What if it was on your phone?
If it was on my phone, like I wouldn't even want to record anything like that. Like not because like I mean for what? Like
I
it's
don't know.
not.
I feel like you could look
Listen,
back at
hold
it
on.
and
I'm
like
not about to give no one. I'm not about to give no one the opportunity to have that much sauce,
footage of you.
that much content in their hands. Like no,
But listen, the key word was your man. This is somebody that's your
I don't
man.
care.
This ain't no, 1, 2, 3
Really?
type
I
of.
can't. I don't trust. I mean, I don't know what the trust level is gonna be in this relationship, but it's hard for me to trust a lot of people, and I'm not trusting nobody with that. That's the one thing
Okay.
that you would
Yeah.
not have over my head.
Listen,
I feel like
Chris
in the
said.
beginning of a relationship, you should keep it on your phone, and then if you do get to that point of a relationship and allow him to keep stuff, then you should do that. But I feel like in the beginning of a relationship, I used to keep stuff on my phone so I can have control of my house. You know what I mean? But I mean,
Listen, Chris said he ain't with it, so don't come with that shit. You know what I'm saying? So,
don't record
all right,
Chris. He gonna
all
fight
right.
you.
So,
I'm
have y'all ever made someone possessive over you after you had sex with them? Like, has your sex ever made someone possessive?
definitely like not even
Talk
the
about it. Talk about it.
not even the it's not even
Child.
the regular possessive. It's the crazy possessive, and that type of possessive is just not good. But definitely, to the point where someone
Oh my God, this is
to the
crazy.
point where someone feels like they have full control over you and what you
Mm-hmm.
do with your everyday life,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and that's scary. So I don't know if it was the sex or what it was, but it might have been a little bit of both. But that type of possessive, you got to run from for real.
I
Listen.
mean, the only type of possessive I've ever experienced, I haven't experienced somebody trying to like take over me per se. I would say that my type of possessive would be I have control over them. So like I remember it's some boy that I used to mess with back in high school, and we used to have sex with like that. And every time we would stop talking, he would move on to somebody else. I could literally sit in the same party as him and like tell him to like let's go, we're leaving in front of the boy he's talking to, and he will get up and
You
leave
like
with
that,
me.
don't you?
Like
Wow.
that
What?
that's the best thing that you can do. Like you feel so I used to feel so powerful. I used to walk in the room like, what are you doing? Let's go. And he used to be like, he's sitting next to the boy he's talking to. They hated me back then. Yeah. They
Listen,
lucky I'm
listen.
married.
It must have been that WAP or whatever you want to call it. So, all right. Well, what's your G spot? I mean, my G spot would be my neck. You know what I'm saying? If you get anywhere around here, it's on fire.
This
Mm-hmm.
podcast is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Mine would probably be my inner thigh, and especially because I'm ticklish, it makes it 100% worse.
Makes it
But
100% easy for the other person.
Man.
Grace, yo, G spot, you got one?
first, let's go. You single, but you still got
Well,
one. Let's
he
go.
tried. What
Not
happened?
your talking about let's go. I'm trying to escape.
He
But no,
tried.
I think
Mm-hmm.
honestly, it's my waist. Like I don't know, it's
Really?
just something about my waist. Like you can hold my waist, you can do whatever to my waist, and that's kind of like the spot for me.
Okay.
What? Talk about something.
All right. Well, listen, this question is for the both of y'all, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, if your partner, right, just wakes up one day and tells you, listen, sex isn't of my interest anymore, it doesn't do anything for me, it's not important to me anymore to make this thing work with you, what is your reaction going to be?
Hold up. Like they don't want to be with you no more, or they just
They
don't
don't
want to
want to
have
have sex
sex.
with
No,
you?
no, they don't want to have sex, period. Like, sex is not, what they want to do. It has
But they
nothing
still
to
want.
do with you. They just don't want to have sex.
Do they still want to be in a relationship with you?
Of course, they still want to
Oh,
make it work,
we can
but
make
just
that
for
work.
sex.
We can make that work. Honestly, I'm not hypersexual. I mean, I know what I can do in the bedroom, but it's not a deal breaker. Like, we can work through that.
Okay, Chris said we can work through that. What about you, Quay?
I feel
He's like,
want to
I'm
sip on that one? You better take a sip.
gonna
Listen.
try to make it work,
Mm-hmm.
but me knowing my sex drive,
mm-hmm.
it eventually will fall off. Like, if you tell me that we literally not gonna have sex anymore, like we must be in an open relationship or something. Like I must be able to go handle my business because I feel like my drive is too high to be in a relationship with somebody that don't want to have sex at all. I'm sorry. Like I'm all for, dating for the personality. That's what I shoot for. It's my personality, not their body.
Yeah.
Not, how the sex is. But I feel like maybe it's because my relationship that I'm in now, my drive is so high. I don't know how I'll even breathe. Thinking that I would never have sex again. I don't know.
What if you're doing everything
So,
else right and that's the only thing?
We would have to have an open relationship. I would have to satisfy myself in some way. Somewhere, I don't know. I don't want to be
listen,
mean,
Quay
but
said,
it's
listen,
just
I'm going to
like
get it. I'm going to
my
get
mental
mine.
Either
health
way,
will like
Either way,
fail.
I'm going to get mine.
not your
That's what
mental
he's saying.
health. Damn.
he said that's going
You
to take
could
a play
really
on the
sit there
mental
and
health.
you could really sit there and like wake up every day and think like, oh my god, like I will like be like depressed and still in love, but depressed.
So, Ja, don't even think about it, bro. You know what I'm saying?
No,
If
for
he think
real.
about it, he gone. He gone out the
No,
door.
Jai drive is way higher than mine, child.
Oops. Oopsie.
He
Okay.
said that ain't gonna never happen.
So what is your thoughts on uncircumcised penises?
I've experienced one. And it was weird because I came into the situation not knowing, and I was like, but
What?
it was like weird because
Why was it weird?
all due respect to my husband, it was weird because like no shade when he had pulled the skin back, he said something like, "Oh, it's super sensitive" or something like that, and it was just like. And no, look. So in porn, they be like beating it with the skin over the actual penis. Like that's confusing to me. I don't get it. I don't really get it.
You wasn't prepared for that thing. You wasn't.
I
That
wasn't
mean,
at all.
you wasn't
At
ready
all,
for it. But did you make it work? Because I came across an uncircumcised penis in my life, and
I made it work.
You know, this was my first relationship, and I made that thing work. You know what I'm saying?
I was in a relationship with uncircumcised.
I was.
Why
For 2
do y'all
years.
have such a negative outlook on uncircumcised? Like,
I just
why is it
feel
so
like
bad?
sometimes it can be like since I'm not used to it, it catch me off guard. I feel like somebody told me before I came
No,
to the
and you
house.
know what? I can relate to Quay because I didn't know my ex-boyfriend had one until we got underneath the bed and sheets and things, and
But
then
why
I
don't you
then I
tell people
saw
that?
it.
Why would
I
you
think you
tell
should
people
tell someone.
that?
Really?
Why
You
would
don't think
you?
you should tell someone? I don't
Honestly,
know.
I've
So
had
Like
some of the.
Terrence,
you
did you
just
have
flip
an
the
Honestly,
covers open.
uncircumcised penis?
I
You just flip the
don't.
covers open, and it's just
I
like.
don't. But I've had the best times with people
Really?
who
Okay.
do, to be quite honest.
Really?
That's why he up in the motherfucking
Oh yeah,
offense
he's
when it comes to
defensive. He
uncircumcised
said, "Do not
penis.
play with my
Because people be
uncircumcised."
playing, people be acting like, ew, da, da, da. I'm like, okay.
He like, little do you know, they will rock your world.
Oh,
Rock it.
look at him.
That child said rock it. All right.
That
So has anyone ever made you tap out during sex, or have you ever taken an L during sex?
Yes. Jai did the first. So don't judge me, but me and Jai went down to Nasty Dungeon the second day we met, and I tapped out because I wasn't prepared. It was just like I ain't think he was going to tear
He was
down
going to
her.
demolish.
I ain't think he was all that. You feel me? But what he put in his drink? Like what? But I'm not ashamed to say I said that a couple times. Like, how about you, Mr. Single?
Okay.
Drink. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I've definitely tapped out before. Like, I don't know. It ain't because sometimes you just don't be feeling like, cause I can take it, but sometimes you just don't feel like doing all that.
Oh,
Sometimes I might just tap out
Just because.
just to tap out.
to spare their feelings.
You know what? Oh no! Not Chris is out here tapping out just because, child. No. Well, you know what? That leads to my next question. How do you balance your daily life in a relationship?
It's like, when you get into a relationship, you start to gravitate to that person and you start to, be around that person all the time. Because y'all trying to build something. And I feel like sometimes you lose friends. And I don't know, let me talk about me personally. So when I first started, so before I met Ja, I used to be a party. I used to go to every single party. But you said the party, I'm near. Well, when I started dating him, I used to be with him so much that I couldn't really spend that much time with my friends. But I felt like my friends should kind of understand that when you get into a relationship and you start to build that person, you're trying to build something with that person, that you're not going to be as available. And since I work a real job, I have to be there from this time to this time. And then, like, it takes a lot of my energy, so I'm going to be tired when I come home. So I'm not going to want to go ride around the city with you. And then when we done at 10 o'clock at night, go see my nigga. Like, if I ain't see my nigga all day, I don't want to see him when I get off work. And if I live with him, and I don't live in PA no more, I live in New Jersey, it's kind of hard to travel back to PA and like see friends. So I feel like it is an important factor to make time for your friends, maybe on weekends, maybe one day out of the week, you and your friends, playing something. But I feel like people that is new in relationships has to be like, attentive to their friends because you'll really lose friends. I really lost friends. It's crazy.
I've
But I feel like,
definitely lost friends just
I
through
definitely,
dating.
yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely think it's important for you to have that balance. Like, you don't want to lose your good friends. They should understand that you have to kind of divide your time. But when you're in a relationship, you gotta just, know how to balance, spend set time aside to give your undivided attention to your friends, but also be able to keep your home good and keep the person that you're with good. But it's definitely difficult because,
hard.
you only got so much time in a day. But just think about that, whether or not you're completely cutting your friends off or you're spending, too much time with your guy.
You know what? Here's another thing. I feel like you should definitely do your part as a friend to make sure you at least check in. And what I
Yeah,
mean by check in, phone call, FaceTime, text, but
Mm-hmm.
completely nothing and then use the excuse, oh, I have a man now.
that's
That's a
not an
no-no.
excuse. Yeah,
That's not an
that's
excuse. You
no.
know what I'm saying? Because
That's
I've dealt
tough.
with that in the past with my best friend, and she's like overprotective of me. But you know what I'm saying? We got that FaceTime call in, that text, and she's good now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
I just feel
definitely
like
that.
I just like when we're at this age, we're not high school anymore. And I feel like when we're at this age when we have real bills, we have real responsibilities, we have rent, we have car notes, we have insurance, we have all these type of things. And I work a full-time job and I have high responsibility in my job. And my job take a lot of my energy. I feel like people need to start being more understanding in the responsibilities you have that they might not have. And that you can't be joking around, riding around the city at all times in the night. You know what I mean?
Right,
So I feel
right.
like them knowing that I'm in a relationship and them knowing that I work a job that requires a lot of my energy, like they should be more understanding and try to book dates with me and try to, make it work. I feel like since I'm not available every single day to go do kitty stuff, I feel like that's what kind of like ruined the relationship because we used to do kitty stuff. We used to be out all day going to all these different places. But it's just like times have changed, girl. We have graduated.
Right.
I
That's not your
graduated.
lifestyle anymore.
It's
That's
just
not your
it's
lifestyle.
hard.
And that's
Yeah.
cool. Like they should definitely
Yeah.
be understanding, but also you should be understanding that you need to keep that same energy when it's on them. Don't be expecting them
Mm-hmm.
to just hop up and go out with you and do the things that you want to do when they're in a relationship. So it gotta kind of go both ways. Because some people
Mm-hmm.
they want in a friendship they want all your time to them, but when they're in a relationship they don't want to do the same thing. So you just gotta
Mm-hmm.
make sure y'all have that open communication that hey, um, when you're in a relationship, you either can set time aside for our friendship, or maybe we just need
Mm-hmm.
to have an understanding that you're not going to be as available. But keep that same energy when the roles switch.
Exactly.
Yep. But listen, but if you just straight dogging your friends out over your nigga and that nigga leave you,
You better.
you can't be mad.
You're going to be looking
All right?
sick.
Because you ain't do your part as a motherfucker.
Yeah, you can't be mad. Like, if your friends move on and they have other friends
When
that
you don't
they,
got no support system after that nigga done leave you, John, you
that's your
can't be
No,
fault.
that's the
mad.
saltiest thing ever. For real.
You can't be mad.
You
That's
cannot
why
be
it's important
mad.
to kind of maintain your friends while you're in a relationship because when that relationship blown, you by yourself.
It's some people that'll cut everybody off just for that nigga, and then they together for a month. Now you looking crazy.
And you know what? I
Mm-mm.
used to be that way. Like I used to like give my all to every relationship that I was in. You know, dismiss my friends, even dismiss my work at times.
Mm-hmm.
Just all about the nigga. And I had to learn the hard way, child. Because every time you focus on solely a nigga, you want to get your heart broken
Yeah.
Yeah.
into a million
And I mean, it's
pieces.
okay
So
to do that. You just
yeah.
kind of gotta learn and grow from that, and just make sure that in your next relationships that you're not, you know, you're having a balance and you're not losing yourself in someone else.
So
That's
Qua,
completely
so
true.
so who met who mama first?
So I kind of met his mom on the phone because his mom lives in Atlanta. We're moving back to Atlanta in July, but
Okay.
we're up here until he gets out the military, and I want to get promoted to this certain spot before I go back to Atlanta. But uh, I met his mom on the phone technically, and we've been like busting it up on the phone. I'm her son new boyfriend, whatever. So he had this family reunion, and I had went down there with him, and that's when I finally met everybody. So did he meet my mom first? I'm a little drunk. Hold on. No, he didn't meet my mom first. Okay, so my mom is the type of person where her kids, she don't like to dib and dab in every single relationship. She'll only dib and dab in a relationship where she think that's going to go somewhere. So like if her
Hmm.
kids is dating a
Yeah,
boy,
that's
she's
my
not going to
mama.
sit here
Yeah, that's my.
and make all this effort. Hey, she only going to make an effort if she see that it's some consistency and stuff like that. So she didn't jump off the bat to come see me. His mom kind of like welcomed me from the grip. My mom kind of like was a little standoffish and didn't really want to be bothered until she really knew that I wasn't going we wasn't gonna break up until the second month or something like that. So I met his mom first, and he met my mom, and he kind of starting to get to know my mom. My mom just now coming around. I don't know what took her so long, but
A
she
year
just
later,
now
she
started.
just not coming around. That means she ain't like that nigga.
No, that means she was like, oh,
That
he
means
gonna be
she ain't
gone
like
tomorrow.
No, she
She
knew I
wanted to
was
make
going
sure he was
somewhere.
gonna
She let me
stay.
like
know.
she must know you very too well. She like every time he bring a boy around here, child, you don't laugh for
Right.
2 weeks.
No,
Yeah,
but she
mamas
coming
know.
around. They starting to show him a lot of attention and starting to like welcome him into the family. His family was a lot quicker with accepting me into the family,
Mhm.
but my family was kind of standoffish. I don't know why they do that, but they're kind of more standoffish, I guess, to not waste their time. Add somebody into the family just for them to leave, I guess.
Right.
But
So, what would y'all say goes into having somebody meet your mom, like having a significant other meet your family or anybody that's close to you? Like, what goes into making that decision?
I'm very like hesitant about letting anyone meet my family, and to the point where I know like this is going to be a long term thing. If I don't feel like there's any longevity into it, like and investments, like I'm not about to waste
mm-hmm.
my family's time. Like it's you're not important enough to meet my family. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And when you prove that to me, then we can make that decision and we can meet each other's parents. I don't even want to meet your parents unless you're serious about me. Like that's
No,
just
for real.
So
especially like in our community. Like you don't want to make a big deal about a relationship unless you know it's real, unless you know it's going to go somewhere because it's just a lot that goes into it.
listen, it's definitely about having that foundation. You know what I'm saying? Making sure y'all solid beforehand. Cause listen, my family will fuck you up. They would fuck.
That
Yes,
part.
they would tag your ass and be fucking around with you. So it's definitely about making sure y'all secure in that relationship. Y'all good. Y'all see eye to eye. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't
Mm-hmm.
think any family member want to see some temporary shit go on. You know, with your
Yeah,
in your love
that was
life.
the biggest
You know what I'm
problem with my
saying?
family. They
Yeah.
they just hate temporary stuff. So I guess the requirements for me and my family would just be the same thing, just making sure he's stable because I want to be able to tell my mama that he got a job and he can pay his own bills and he got this, he got that. Just the basic things of life. Just like if he has a house, he can afford it. He's not struggling. Like I want to be able to tell my mama that he went through all the stuff he went through, but now he's good. Like I want to be able to tell my mama like he got it. Like he stable. He can take care of me if I need him to. Like that was a big thing for me. That if I was to get fired, or God forbid, someone else get fired, or I was to lose my job in any type of way, I need my significant other to be able to care for me in that little time that I'm searching for a new job. Like I cannot be with somebody that this is just my standards. I cannot be with somebody who cannot care for me and him when I'm in a time of need. If I lose my
Yeah.
job or if I get COVID or something like that and I, happen to, lose everything, I need you to be able to pay that month of bills for me.
Yeah, that's
That
real.
even if it's just one time and I got that month to get myself together or whatever, because I'm be getting it together. But it's just like I need you to be able to hold me until I can get myself on the ground. If you can't hold me, like I'm not gonna have that much faith in you if we both like that's like me and him moving together. He can't hold me on his own, and we both, we can't pay the rent or something like that, and he can't hold it on his own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just need you to be independent, strong, and stable in your own life before you try to add me into it.
That's
That's
true.
just my home.
And you know what? That makes a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? We want somebody who's independent. We want somebody who can hold down their lifestyle already as it is before I come into the picture. So whether or not, your shit crumble, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I'm still gonna be good over here and I'm still gonna be able to find ways to help you pick you back up, you know what I'm saying? When you're
Mm-hmm.
going through hardship. So I get that. But listen, saving is a motherfucker. All right. I myself
No, for
got
real.
problems with saving. So, what Quay is really trying to say is, find a nigga who know how to save. That's
No,
first of all.
for
Find a nigga who know how to put money away. Because listen, if you spend it as good as it come, he ain't no good. He ain't no good to you.
no,
That's a
for
At,
word.
real.
at all.
I
So,
cheat when I save. So when I first got hired in my job 3 years ago, I had put into this thing that like 20% of my check goes into my savings account, and like I forget about it. I feel like if you know about your savings account, you're not going to save. Like if you
mm,
manually have to take money out of your account to put in your savings account, you're not going to do it.
yep,
But if it
yep.
comes out automatically and you don't even remember that it comes out automatically, you're not
Yeah,
gonna remember. I saved up so much money just by it automatically coming out my check without me
that auto
remembering it
pay.
came out my check.
That auto pay.
That's the way I'm telling
So
y'all.
get you some auto pay. So here's my next question, right? Because with my family growing up, right? They always say, you know what, you young. You know what I'm saying? Go be a motherfucking hoe for a motherfucking all your 20s, your teenage. Go be a hoe. You
They
know
ain't
what I'm
say go be
saying?
a hoe, did
You
they?
but listen, my uncle, listen, my uncles, my real ass uncles, they put it that way. They said,
They
nigga,
say go
go
be a
go
hoe.
down
It's always the
around.
uncles.
Go do your thing. You know what I'm saying? You young. So I wanna know on both of y'all ends, have y'all ever gotten that type of feedback from family members in general? And how did y'all take it? Like,
Not
how
in
did
that
that?
way, but I've gotten that feedback as far as live your life, just experience things, and don't settle. So I got into more. They don't want me out here being a hoe. I could be a hoe, and I know people have those hoe phases, but definitely in the having the experience thing, just experience your life. Don't settle, and you're young, so you have time to experience new things, and you have time to decide what you really want. So just get to know yourself, and love will find you, and those type of relationships that are long term will find you as well. So I guess I'm in my
Mm-hmm.
whole phase.
Oh,
Okay, whole phase. Okay.
I guess my mama kind of taught me. I kind of didn't listen, but she kind of taught me to mess with. Like she kind of told me to be a hoe until I really realized what I really wanted. So like her whole thing was be a hoe and date different types of people so you can know exactly the type of person you want. So like don't date
I'm
the same
dead.
people, date like different. And it's weird because all my actual official boyfriends were weird. Like not the average boy.
Yeah.
And like it's weird that I was so attracted to somebody who was different than others. Like that's the same way I met John. I'm so used to, people that's like, just hood niggas, like dippy ass hood niggas, like they don't know nothing, like that. They got a regular job that barely care about going to work, who just do whatever they want. But when I saw a job, it was like he was different than everybody else. So that's what attracted me. Like boys back in high school, they was weird. Like they would not be the average boy. People would be like, why do you like him? And I'll be like, I really don't know. Like he's just different.
Mm.
So that's when I was listening to my mom, date people that's not, the average boy. And I feel like that's my attraction. Like if you was to see a boy on Instagram and he had his shit together, but I probably wouldn't be attracted to him. But like people who are different, who have like these quirky ways, who like are like super goofy or like into
Yeah.
anime or something, like that's the type of boys I'm attracted to for some reason. I don't know why, but I don't know.
Well, listen, Quad, you're 20 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure you have like followers that are younger than that, right?
Yes.
So, what advice would you give to them? Your followers who think that your relationship is just so perfect because it appears that way. You know what I'm saying?
Um, I would say don't think that every day is going to be peaches and cream. Like, don't think that you're not going to argue. I feel like I try to tell a lot of young people this. Young people, I feel like young people, and I feel like I thought the same way when I was younger. They look for the wrong things and they give out the wrong things. I feel like the advice that I would give them is stay true to who you are and keep your standards high, because the moment that you bring down your standards is the moment that you bring down the value of you. If your standards are high, you're valuable. Nobody can just get with you. Like if nobody can get with you, it makes you more attractive. And nobody can just talk to you, it makes you more attractive. It makes people want to, freshen up a little bit more to be able to have a higher chance of talking to you. So I feel like when they get into relationships, if they start arguing in the first couple of weeks, that is a bad sign. I feel like if
Yeah,
you
that's a red
arguing in the
flag.
first couple of weeks,
Red flag for sure.
yeah, me and Jai didn't argue for like the first 3 months. So, but now sometimes we bump heads like maybe every other day, and I want them to know that every relationship is not perfect. But if you guys love each other and you're best friends, it will not destroy you.
Right.
So if you feel like the relationship is always on like one string, you feel like it's gonna rip at any moment, maybe you just need to go find somebody that you're honestly best friends with. And the one thing I can tell everybody, not just people that's younger than me, is stop dating people who that you're only sexually attracted to.
Yeah.
Date somebody
Go.
Date somebody who you literally can spend every single day of your life with, even if sex is not involved. Like, think of them. When I think of me and John's relationship, I look at him like if we weren't dating, I know that we'd be best friends. Like, if you take dating out the situation, we would be best friends. Like, somebody who you can spend every single day with. Like, look for somebody who you can joke with, laugh about, talk about other niggas with without getting jealous. Like, just be yourself around. You gotta put on this persona. You gotta try to act all bougie. You're not gonna make it. If you could just be yourself and you could be who you are, you can joke around, you can laugh the way you laugh, that's your boyfriend. And that's who you're probably gonna, end up marrying. But stop looking for this rich nigga, 8 figures.
That's my type.
What the city girl say?
Stop looking for that.
Stop
You like
listening to the
2019,
city
18,
girls.
17.
Stop,
You're
listen.
not finding that. Okay? Like, I'm not saying bring down your standards, but be more realistic.
Yeah.
Look for people for their personality. Look for people for the things they can bring to your life. Like, look for somebody that make you whole. You know what I mean? That's why I tried to start my podcast, because I wanted to tell people that was younger than me. I basically wanted to start a podcast and try to give tips to younger people, things that I did wrong, that I don't
You know
want
what? I
them to do wrong.
want you to do that. I want you to do that because listen, you're 20 years old. You're in a happy relationship right now, and I'm pretty sure there's people under you who's younger than you who need them tips, child. Listen, and most importantly, stay in them damn books. All right, stay in school, get that education, boys. There was a saying that I read on the internet. It was like, books before boys because boys bring babies. Well, listen, in this gay shit, the boys can't bring you babies, but they can make you
Child, they can
crazy.
bring
Okay,
stress,
they can bring some
They can bring you trauma.
okay,
Hello?
Trauma.
Hello.
Well, Terrence, how long have you been single for? How long has it been?
Well, it's probably been like 2 years. I didn't start dating officially until I got out of college. Like, I had so much tunnel vision. Like, I didn't want to date. Like, I didn't care about
Did y'all hear that,
anybody.
y'all? He said he waited.
No, I definitely waited. I didn't want the distractions. My life in college was so busy. It was too busy. Like, I didn't want the distractions of dating anybody. So I didn't start dating until after I graduated college. And then I was still new to dating. So those first couple relationships, they were very rocky, and I had to learn a lot from those. So after those first couple relationships, I was like, okay, let me take a break. Let me get to know me better and see how I operate, because you change so much after college, like the maturity level and all that. Like, you're still learning who you are. So I was like, I can't really fully give myself to someone like right now, because I still fully don't know what I want, or I still don't have it together. So why am I out here looking for someone else to figure that out for me? Let me figure that out, and then I'll revisit dating again. So now I'm just now getting to the point where I'm open to dating again. I'm still not looking for it, but I'm open to it.
Okay, but if a nigga slide in your DM, he want to take you out on a date, some cute shit. If he slide in your DM with some cute shit, you gonna be with it?
I'm gonna be cute. We're gonna see. He gonna have to say something nice.
So wait,
Okay.
can I ask a question?
What's
Yeah.
up?
What would make you be like, ooh, let me let her take me out on a date? Like, what is your eye catcher?
Definitely the motherfucking grandma. Okay, if the grandma's jacked the fuck up, it's not.
No,
She ain't
like
taking
I
you nowhere.
I actually gravitate more towards people who are funny. Like, people who can make me laugh. So if they can slide into my DMs on some funny shit and like just make me laugh and just make me feel good, then I'm more intrigued to like go on a date with that person. You know what I'm saying? But like, they really have to come. They can't come with no weird stuff. They can't come with no type of hookup type of stuff. Like, I really want to see that you put thought into reaching out to me, and that you put thought into even
Hello,
the
yes.
date. The date, like, I love romance, so like, if you put thought into it, and I know like you really feeling me, but other than that, like, I'm not gonna take you seriously.
See, that would be one for me. Like, I like a good thoughtful message out, like a
Yeah.
good detail. Like, make me feel like you
Mhm.
actually thought this
But it
shit
can't be
out
too
before
thoughtful
you.
that I think
Right.
that you putting on. Like, it gotta be just enough thoughtful, and it gotta be still you. It can't be you
I
being
feel like it gotta be
thoughtful
a
trying to
Can't
be
be that. It
somebody
mutual
can't
else.
seem like a
sometimes.
copy paste shit.
Yeah,
You can
Yeah.
copy and paste this
yeah,
shit to like 2,000 of your followers.
Yeah, I'm like, who else you said this shit to? Because this ain't realistic. But no,
Because
you
you
got,
can tell when somebody copy and
yeah.
paste it.
Listen, I enjoyed you guys for this hour. I appreciate y'all for coming through, being transparent and honest. I'm not gonna lie, I think y'all was being kind of a little bit too cute and a little too sweet with y'all
I was,
answers,
I was
but
definitely
you
being
know me.
cute. I don't know who watching
Yeah.
this. I gotta be
I can't see
careful.
the viewers.
Yes, I gotta
Shit.
be careful. I don't
You
know.
know how
Glad
many
we
times
don't
I
see
try to
you.
click that viewer button?
So what's next for you, both of y'all? What's next? What's happening? What can we look out for?
What's next for me is that I mean a lot of great things have been happening recently, but what's next for me is just me building my social media presence and content. You'll see a lot more content coming from me as it relates to like influencing and modeling and stuff. Like I feel like I'm at a point where like I'm on track with what I want to do career wise, so now I can have fun. So you'll see a lot of more fun
Mhm.
stuff for me, especially on social media.
So I'm trying to get into a lot of things. So I'm trying to. So I got my little side hustles going on, and that's bringing in a couple dollars. But I feel like I'm moving to Atlanta in July, hopefully July. So I'm trying to get my real estate license before I get down there.
Mm.
That's a step. I'm trying to get signed to a modeling agency. I've been modeling a little bit, but I feel like it's just so hard to model and work and
It is
then
a
try
lot.
to keep a professional appearance at work and
Yeah,
not like dye your hair crazy colors like they want you to. Or
yeah,
like, I can't come to my job managing these people with red hair.
yeah.
Like, it's just not gonna work. So it's just like the things that I want to do is kind of come in conflict with things that I have to do. So it's just I'm trying to get signed to a modeling agency. I'm trying to get my real estate license. I'm trying to. I started my business. So my business is an unknown business. So like technically, so it's a business that nobody knows what it is. Like I like to be.
Why is it
I don't like
unknown and
to
why don't nobody know what it is? We want to
because
know.
it's an essential thing that everybody needs. But I don't want to reveal it just yet until it's big enough.
Yeah,
You know how you
I
don't want to
feel you.
reveal your business when it's so small, but it's working, but you're trying to make it get bigger before you reveal it to the whole world. You know what I mean?
Well, how you
Like,
getting yourself, child? If you ain't
child, they
trying to
come in
promote it.
because it's not a thing like clothes. This is what I'm gonna tell you. It's not a thing like clothes. It's a thing that everybody needs that they don't know that they need it until they need it, and the sales never stop. So I don't have to promote it everywhere to get
Mm-hmm.
sales. And I feel like that's the thing that I be wanting to teach people is
Hmm.
stop trying to start. I'm not trying to down nobody that loves fashion, but I'm trying to start clothing lines. I'm trying to start things that
Yeah,
people can decide if they want or not. They can be like, oh, that's too much. I'm not buying that. Bitch, you gonna buy this because you need it.
yeah.
So I feel like that's what boosts my side hustle so much
That's
because they
smart. Yeah,
need it. So I'm trying to upgrade myself, do some work while I'm in Philly before I go to Atlanta. I'm trying to get myself together. So by the time July comes, my business, my side hustle, stuff like that should be, big.
Okay, so we got real estate, we got modeling, and we got a side
Hmm.
business going
we
on
love
that
that.
hopefully we'll know what it is that you got
So,
going on, child. So maybe I see what you selling
Bitch, when I
and
come to
shit. I
Atlanta,
can, you know what
we got to
I'm
model together.
saying?
bring your ass to
Oh,
Atlanta.
How long you been living in Atlanta?
I've
How
been
is
here for
Atlanta? What should
almost
I
two
expect?
years. Just expect the most. This is really black Hollywood. It's real black, and it's real. Atlanta pushes you do to follow your dreams and to do whatever it is that you want to do. So that's a good thing about it. Um, but just be ready for the theatrics when it comes to people, especially within our community. So
Mm-hmm.
come here with your head on straight and you'll stay focused.
Mm-hmm.
Don't come here to engage in the nonsense. Don't come to Atlanta trying to prove something. Come to Atlanta try to make a better space for
Mm-hmm.
yourself and come to Atlanta and go after what you want. Don't get distracted. And I think that's why those first
Mm-hmm.
couple relationships that I had out of college weren't long term because I still had some work to do. I still had a process to go through, and I didn't need to be distracted at that point. And those would have turned into distractions. But I'm at a point now where I'm grateful that I would have that time to myself.
And I think one thing that we didn't speak on is what is up next for you, Chris. What do you want to accomplish?
Wait,
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, professional development really is what I'm working on right now, and just to do more creative stuff, like um, having multiple streams of income, finding ways to be creative, finding ways to build the fun stuff like modeling and just put myself out there as far as a social media personality, whether it's YouTube, whether it's skincare, whatever it is, just making sure that I engage in those type of things now that I feel like I'm at a point where I want to be in my career.
All right. So we have a question here that says, when you die, what do you want to what do you want to be known for? Like, what would you want your mark to be?
When I die, I want people to know that, like, I want to be an inspiration to people. So I want people to know where I came from and where I ended up. So that's the only thing that I hope to leave behind, that I inspired someone to dream bigger and to do better things and to go after everything that they want.
Right. As I definitely want people to feel like, you know, that somebody like me who's just so into like being an entrepreneur, being his own boss. Like, listen, if you gotta give all you got to you and finessing your life and your goals on what you want to do, give yourself that time, and it's all right.
Hmm.
It's a oops,
We
but
lost
listen,
them.
it's all right. Let me tell you, I'm building this. I'm building my own brand right now, the Mitchie brand. I'm working on this podcast. I'm also a singer songwriter as well. So while I got my hands tied in all of these things, I don't have time to be with friends like I normally could be with friends and do certain things that I used to love to do. But I'm working on the brand. I'm working on my legacy, and that is so important. And I feel like if you're young watching this live right now, you need to be figuring out what is your legacy, build your legacy, and just get it in order. Get it together
Yeah.
and get it in order right now while you're young. You know what I'm saying?
I want to be an icon in the gay community. I want to be an icon where people can remember me on the inspiration and the I want to be that push for people who gave up, in the sense. Like, I want to be that person that they look to and they'd be like, look where he started, look where he is now. I want to be just that icon where people look and, gain knowledge off of me, and I gave them tips and I gave them cheat codes and I gave
Yeah.
them this and that and third. I want to be that type of person where I kind of like let down that information that I didn't have when I was growing up and kind of give people an easier life as they
Yeah.
come along.
Right. So we all want to make an impact in somebody's lives in some type of way. My mom is actually my biggest supporter, and I wanted to ask you guys, who's your biggest supporter in your life right now?
It's my
No
family.
shade. No shade.
What's the shade?
No shade. I feel like my biggest supporter is Jai.
Oh,
Well, there's
No
gonna be people who
shade to
gonna take shade of that.
nobody.
Somebody gonna be
It
taking shade of
is.
that.
That's what I'm saying. No shade, because you gotta look at it. Somebody who, like, I feel like my parents and stuff like that, they don't count in this situation. My parents' love overdoes anybody. My mom and my dad love me more than I could ever even imagine. I can't even measure the amount they love me. So they don't count. I don't count on my dad in this. Because I feel
mm,
like a parent's love is different. You
yeah,
can't sit here and calculate if your boyfriend loves you more than your mom and dad. That's just a love you don't understand until you have kids. But I feel like, other than my mom and dad, my boyfriend has literally fought for me, like coached me in my ear if I was about to give up on something. Like, he told me I better not give up. Like, it's just like I never had somebody other than him in my ear telling me, you better keep pushing, you better keep working, you got this. Da, 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 da. Like, best friends, any of that. I never had somebody push me as hard as he has. So that's my biggest supporter, and that's why I respect him so much, because I feel like when I get rich, or if I get famous, or wherever I get, I know that he pushed me so hard to just get there and keep on pushing and don't give up and this and the third. I remember, because the way you get promoted in my job is you got to take a test. And the way to get promoted in my job is it's basically all knowledge. It's not like it's numbers and it's how much you sell and it's all these different factors, but it's mainly knowledge and it's mainly what do you know? Do you know enough to be in charge of people or da da da? So I feel like anytime I was about to give up, anytime I was stressed out, it was close to the deadline, I had stuff done. Like he would say, "All right, let's sit down, let's do this." Like he was the biggest person to. He was probably the main reason I got promoted because he made me work so hard. If it was by myself, I would not be studying. I wouldn't have sat down all night. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's what I mean by being in a relationship. You gotta have that best friend that has your best interest at heart and that wants you to succeed and wants you to be bigger. That's not selfish. That don't want you to be bigger than them. He literally wants me to be bigger than anybody. Like he wants me to be bigger than him. He wants me to be the biggest.
That's
And I feel
real.
like a lot of people they don't want you to be bigger than them. They don't want you to like over like
They,
pass them or anything
yeah,
or
they
what. You
like
know
you.
what I mean?
Like you could be good as long as you ain't better than me, and
Exactly.
that's a
And I
little
feel like if
weird.
you're in a relationship with somebody, they need to be like, you could be bigger than me, babe. Like
If
you
you
going
really
So
love
do
that
you
person,
do you think that you'll be able to pick up your life if your boyfriend God forbid decides tomorrow that he doesn't want to be with you?
I feel like he plays a big part in prepping me in case that happens. Like I feel like he kind of builds my
Independence, pretty much.
independence in some way. Like he always
Yeah.
tells me, like when we first started dating, he told me if I ever make you feel like you're losing yourself, break up with me.
that's the
He
type of
told
person you want to
me
be with. That's the
Wow.
type of
like
person you want to
Wow.
be
you know
with.
how have you ever been in a relationship where you felt like you was really like losing yourself
Yeah.
dating this person? Like
Yes,
he told
definitely.
me because he had got out of a toxic relationship before me or whatever like that, and he was telling me like if I ever make you feel like that you're not you and you don't feel confident and you don't feel like you can handle yourself without me, break up with me. Like I'm dead serious.
That's real.
And like I feel like instead of him making me feel like, I need him and he's my source of this and he's my source of that, he strives to make me feel like I'm independent and I'm my own person. He makes me go out with my friends. Like he literally says like, you need to like go out with your friends. Like you need to go do something by yourself. Like, cause we go out to clubs together. We go out to parties together. We party together. So it's like when we party too much together, he'd be like, you know, he forces that separation to me being my own person and me being able to take care of myself and me being able to save myself. We had two different savings accounts, but we had one joint savings account. It's just a lot. Like he's just a perfect person.
All right. Any last matter of fact, share your social media for the newcomers who don't even know who you guys are.
My name is I am Quaseem on Instagram. My name is I am Quaseem on my most platforms. Is I am Quaseem. Just type I am Quaseem. You should see me. But it was nice meeting you guys. It was nice having a podcast. This is
For
actually
sure,
a
for sure, for
great
sure.
podcast.
Yeah, it
This is
was.
actually a really good podcast. Like I did not expect it to go as well. Like it went phenomenal.
No, this
Thank
was
you. I appreciate
awesome.
that so
Y'all
much.
can follow me too on I am ChrisTerrance. Twitter, Terrence, just search for Terrence. If you find me, you find me on Twitter. If you don't, you don't. But
Mm.
Inst-
Mm.
Instagram, you can find me at I am ChrisTerrance. But yeah, for sure. This has definitely been a great podcast, and thank you for having me.